What's going on, everybody? Today we got something a little bit different, kind of a repair video. This is a friend of mine's son's PlayStation 4. He said he dropped it, and apparently everything still works, but you put a disc in, it still spins up, it just won't read it. So something might have gotten knocked loose in there. We're going to take it apart, take a look. We're also going to definitely clean this up quite a bit. And before we even start into this, I actually have another thing from the same amigo. I don't know if you could tell by how I said amigo, that's actually my 25% Spanish. No, I'm not. So we also have a laptop, and he's actually been asking me to try to do something with this for quite a long time. He's had this for several years. Again, it was something he got from a friend of his. This is not a stolen laptop. I didn't steal it. He didn't steal it. His friend gave it to him when he was working for a furniture place and got all kinds of random, couches and just stuff that people were trying to get rid of. He gave it to his kid, but it has to be plugged in, first of all, so the battery's shot. But it has to be plugged in to do anything, but you turn it on and it just goes to the locked out screen. So I don't know if that's something you can even get around or if it's just a totally locked out laptop, but if anybody has any information or any idea on that, let me know. I was Dell security manager. Yeah, I don't know. I have no experience with that, but if anybody knows anything, feel free to let me know. Why don't you just get him like a tablet or something? But his son said he wants to actually use like a regular computer and learn on like a keyboard and things like that, and I thought that was awesome. So if there is something we can do with this, very cool. One of the coolest things about doing stuff like this is inspiring other people, or even just helping people out like this. And don't get me wrong, it always feels good for anybody that makes anything, whether it's artistic stuff or just custom whatever that you sell, and you see like a bid go up to a number that you had in mind. Oh, I need to get at least this much, or it'd be really cool to get this much, and you see it go past that number. Awesome. Yeah, that feels great. It's like, oh, I'm not the only one who thinks what I made is cool. That's awesome. But even cooler feeling than that is just people reaching out. Hey, I saw this build you did that inspired me to take this apart. Or it inspired me to do something to one of my consoles, my Nintendo, my Xbox, whatever it may be. That's one of the coolest things. That's really the main thing why I don't just show like the finished products like I used to when I first started this channel. Try to show as many of the little things as I can. That way it also shows, maybe I didn't do something correctly, someone shares their opinion on it, and then I learned something in the process. Now, one story I wanted to share, somebody actually messaged me on eBay not that long ago. Look here, first I saw the message before I even saw the photos, and was already excited, felt inspired by this 360. They messaged me through the turbocharged Xbox listing there. And that already, I was like, oh, that's so cool. When someone says, they're inspired by something I made. Let's take a look here. Now, this is actually a PlayStation 4, which is fitting since we're about to take one apart. And look at this. It's going to be hard to kind of show on here, but there's even a giant spoiler. He's got rims on there. Got a window here. Turbo fan right there. Some lug nuts, which I think he said the lug nut actually adjusts the speed on this fan. We got a temperature display there. Window up front. And yeah, as soon as I saw this, this is just definitely the coolest part about sharing what I do here. It's got one more photo, a little more top view. It's got an underglow there. That's just so cool. We got a license plate, some nitrous. Yes, thank you so much for sharing. Let me, let's see his name here. Let's go ahead and give this good a clean down. Yeah. And then I'm pretty sure we start off by popping this top piece. It should just slide off. There might be a screw I'm forgetting, but this slides off, and you start taking screws out, top shell off, and we'll work our way down to the middle there. And I'm probably actually going to vacuum it first, because Jesus. Good thing we're taking this apart. Yeah, lots of clumps. And I did already wipe down some of this stuff, as well as like the outsides, and a little bit in here. But wipe down like here, but you can see all of that there. So anyway, we got the outer shell off. I'm going to go at least clean that off now, most of it. you know, just brush it off, vacuum it. Same with this piece here. Underside, same thing. See our fan there, good lord. Brushed most of the way off. I see I missed all the way over here. But, yeah, got most of it. Now when we get the rest of the stuff out, we can get the rest of the way inside of there. I did wipe all this out. It looks like something nasty was spilled over here. And I'll have to get some Q-tips out to get all the crevices once we get the motherboard out. So let's get the Blu-ray drive out, see if that's just a total loss on the inside or if it's just something knocked loose. So I had really locked in. I thought it would be a lot more difficult here, but basically I noticed this middle piece was just not here. I was looking at replacement drives because I could hear stuff rattling around, and I'm like, just in case it's totally broken, I wanted to see how much these cost. And it turns out more than half of buying a new system. So after seeing the pictures, though, I saw that they had this here, and this one just had this white ring, and then you could just see the disc in there, which was observe and report, by the way, and I've already don't know where I said it. But anyway, I'm like, that has to be what's rattling around in there. I don't know how that could have came off. Scraped what tiny bit of thermal paste was left on there off. I'm going to get the rest of this off. Dust off the board here. And then we're going to go ahead and remove this plate. And pretty much just soak it. It's just covered in a bunch of stuff. We need to get our fan out of there, finish cleaning that out. And then hopefully we can get it back at least enough together to test it out, make sure the disk drive now works with that piece back in place, and then surprise them with a little just simple paint job on that top piece, which I've already started. So guys, learn how to take apart your system just to clean it out, just once in a while. And then I thought this was a mouse. I saw something dangling here. Got this lovely, delicious looking clump. Maybe it was a mouse at one point, who knows. So anyway, let's throw this in the garbage and buy a whole new one. No, let's vacuum it up. Usually I got a little ahead of myself, but we put some new thermal paste on, started putting everything back together. Here is the crazy paint job here. I'll get another flashlight. Now there are some spots there. I tried to do the regular, raindrop paint effect, but I used gold and like a copper, and I think they were just too close in color, especially with the black background. And it just kind of looked mostly like this, so I went over the top with that diamond dust from the Yoda shell from a couple videos ago, and then put the clear coat over top. So I'll have to get, it's still curing obviously, I'll go ahead and get the other flashlights, we can see it from other angles, but this looks pretty cool. It almost looks like granite. But like this side is more coppery, and then the other side is going to be a little more gold. So we'll throw that on real quick, and hopefully the disk drive is good to go. And there's the other side. You can see it's more gold, copper. But yeah, pretty wild. As I said, there's some spots there. That's where the raindrop effect was supposed to go. But it does kind of work where this side's more gold, and it kind of is almost like a color shift over to copper with all the other sparkles in between from the. So that was not the fix. So there's something else just completely jammed. You can't even put, like, it's just totally closed here. So it must think there's a disc inside there, which will then close it and not allow you to put, a second disc in there. So that must be what's happening, because this was the disc that was in there. So that I know there's nothing else in there. Yeah, so I guess we'll take it back out, see if something is, I don't know, maybe just closed and locked into place, and we'll have to make it, tell it that there's nothing in there to reset that. Otherwise, something might actually just be bent or broken, and in that case, I mean, you just have to get a different disk drive. So, clearly, I mean, first of all, it's still pretty dirty inside here. Even though it's super clean over here. Anyway, yeah, this is all just screwed up here. It looks like this is, this is supposed to be straight for starters. I think this is actually two separate pieces. This is kind of the roller here. See how crooked that is? And it's cracked here. This whole piece is loose. Shouldn't be like that. This plastic piece should lower out of the way. So right now it's just totally blocking this slot. It's just a plastic wall behind that slot right now. And this makes sense as to why it's not going to go out of the way. Now I'm going to try. We'll see what we can do here. I mean, like I said, it's totally cracked right here. That's what holds this roller in place. So I don't know. I'll try to glue it. We'll see if it'll work, but I'm pretty sure he's going to need a replacement. I don't think there's going to be much we could do here. So after looking at this and comparing it to other ones, it's pretty much completely misaligned. This whole mechanism all the way across and down. It's cracked in several spots, and this whole shaft is completely bent. So, I mean, unless somebody has an idea to fix it, I just don't think, even if I went through and fixed all the cracked stuff and everything, I can't imagine that would even last very long. If you have an old broken Blu-ray drive that looks like this one, I don't remember the exact, I think it's CUH 1215, something like that, I can't remember. Or if you just have an old PS4 that you're willing to get rid of, let me know. Otherwise, it looks like we can order one for around $35-ish. So we'll see if that's what he wants to do. And in the meantime, I'll put together what we have, set it aside, see if he wants to. I know he's been wanting to get a PS5, but I don't know, $35, I feel like it's worth it. This thing cleaned up pretty nice and still seems to work pretty well. But anyway, let's at least end the video with something neat. So real quick, we've got our two slims right here, light side, dark side, and I'm going to be honest, this drive's not fantastic in this one. It was making a lot of noise. It was taking forever to try to find what it needed on the disc, and I'm just sick of fixing these, so we're just going to take it out of this one. That's going to leave us a lot more room. We could add some extra cooling in here. I do have fans and stuff on the way. Now, one thing I have always wanted to add into a build and have never gotten to, one, because I've ordered this part in the past and it has shown up and not worked. We're talking about a cold cathode kit. So, I have two of these because over the years I've bought one, I mean literally a long time ago. Like I still lived at my parents' house when I bought, I'm pretty sure, this one. And although these tubes still work, the inverter that came with this original one is broken. So they sleeved these themselves, okay? And they put the wires backwards. And I didn't notice that when I got that first kit. Plugged it in, it started smoking, and it didn't work at all. And it wasn't until I ordered the second kit, I think that was this one with the UV pink sleeving on here. And the same thing happened. Now, I unplugged it immediately. Somehow this one still works. And I also plugged in this little module right here as well. And both of those I thought were fried. But it looks like this one does still work. So basically what you have here is AC to DC power converter. And, sorry, DC to AC. So it's going to take regular, whatever you'd use in any system here. And it's going to convert it to be able to use in the cold cathodes here. Right here. Okay. Now, I'm pretty sure these were supposed to be pink, but all of these are just UV. I want to get a set of red ones. Just these tubes are super cheap, just a few bucks. Now, the whole kits are still pretty cheap. I mean, they're like $20, $20 to $30, I think. This is the Logisys kit here. So in between, it also has a switch here to actually turn it on and off, which I'm not going to use this one, obviously. It's meant to go in a PCI slot, but we're just going to use a regular switch, the red switch that we had on the Turbo 360, actually. I have a whole bag of those. This module here, you plug in before plugging this in. So you plug this into your 4-pin, and then you'll plug this into here. And what this does is now make it sound reactive. So you can just have it on, or you can have it on flash, and then it will actually react in flash to sounds, which is probably what I'll have it set to, unless I can figure out a way to have this to where you can access that switch, which I'm sure I'll mount it somewhere so that even if you had to just get a screwdriver or something, you can, I'm sorry, you're just crying over here. Here you go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright. Alright, she's not done. So let me plug this in real quick and show you. Like I said, I want to order the red ones, otherwise we're going to be using this. We're going to have to probably change the color on this. I'm sure through the red clear shell this might be fine. And then this one here actually has a bright blue LED in it, so we're going to probably just swap that out for a red one. So you see the switch here, very bright LED, and then that's going into the inverter. We've got our switch right here. And there you go, cold cathodes. Very cool stuff. This would be like the OG neon people had under their cars and stuff like that. And I don't know, they're just not particularly, I mean, they're not even super bright or anything crazier than other LEDs you could probably get, but I just think these are so cool, and I mean, they look like lightsabers. So I think if I get the red ones, that's just going to look awesome in that slim build. Now, let me go ahead and switch this over to flash. So there you go. And now they will go to the sound of sounds. Yeah, it's pretty cool, huh? Anyway, yeah, so let me know what you guys think. It's pretty cool. They come in white. I could get white, purple. There's pink and red, even though they look pretty much the same. And yeah, there's 4-inch, and usually these come in 12 or 15, which is just too big to fit in there. There's 6 and 8, but there's not as many options. I don't think you can actually just buy the tubes, at least from Performance PC, which is where I'm getting this stuff. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think. Thanks for watching. Also, if you have any cool stuff you've built, whether it's inspired off of my videos or just something you've built, whatever it is, send it in. Maybe if we get enough, we can do a cool video and just show a bunch of stuff. Even if you just put like a sticker on your build. If you made it yours in some way, go ahead and send it in. Thank you guys for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe.